Okay, so let's go to Maggie.
I really don't deserve this award. The Vocational Service Committee every year asks you all to nominate people that you think exemplify Rotary in their vocation, in their work, and exemplify some of the things we believe in. And so we had nominations. We had 4 nominations this year, which was fantastic. We had really good response. It was fantastic and difficult for the committee. But we did choose somebody, and I want to introduce her to you today. So I'm introducing Joyce West. And Joyce, I nominated Joyce. She epitomizes the Rotarian values and the 4-way test. She has spent her whole adult life mentoring and supporting others, whether Girl Scouts, college students away from home, or people aspiring to become well-grounded and knowledgeable real estate professionals. She has protected the vulnerable, promoted the development of young men and women, and encouraged ethical behavior. She has always opened her heart and home to those who have lost their way and needed someone to believe in them. She also serves unofficially as a spare grandmother for many HSU athletes. In her day job as owner of Community Realty, Joyce leads from the heart with integrity behind every action. She has been walking the walk for many years in many communities. And of all the places she has been, we are fortunate that she chose Humboldt County to stay. She has 4 children, 6 stepchildren, over 40 grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and great-great-grandchildren. That's quite a tribe.
That doesn't count the whole HSU students.
That doesn't count. So please join me in congratulating Joyce West as our 2020 Vocational Award recipient.
Thank you very much for this award. And I would like to share with you one of my philosophies of life that kind of follows with what your Rotary clubs believe in. I've got a lot of philosophies of life, by the way, because I'm old. When I was Columbia River Girl Scouts vice president, they sent me to a class on planning. And they didn't say what you were planning for. So we all went in and we sat down, and they gave us an 8.5 by 11 pad with a pencil. And the leader stood up and he said, "Write a 200-year plan for your life, and you've got 30 minutes. And I said, "Wait a minute. I could maybe do 5 years or 10 years. There's no way I can do 200 years. And he said, "Just think about it." So I sat there and I thought for a little bit, and at that point my 4 children were still in school. That's why I was involved in Girl Scouts. And I thought, well, maybe the values I teach my children will be taught to my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren, and I can tell you right now that that did happen. And so maybe I can make a 200-year plan on how I teach my children. And at that point, I was on the planning commission in Camas, Washington. We had a huge pulp mill right in the middle of town, and all their effluent land ponds were inside the city limits. And I was on what they called the Shorelines Committee. And Camas was also in Clark County, which at that point was the fastest growing county in the nation. So we had problems. We had police officers come to guard us at our planning commission meetings because people were so upset. And I got to thinking, well, maybe if we don't look at just what happens the next 10 years, 20 years, but we look 200 years down the road, we can make a bigger difference. And so I started trying to apply that to my regular life. I had many times when I got things all screwed up, and if I went back and looked at it, it was because I wasn't planning far enough in advance. And so I have tried to make that my life philosophy, and I do that in my real estate business. We had the California Association of Realtors president here, and he gave a speech where the realtors had done a study all over the United States, and determined that homeowners' children went to college were much more successful than renters' children. And that was because they had a stable life and all of that. So I tried to recruit agents into my company that have that philosophy of making a difference. People that are kind and are nice, and they try to make people put them in a better position. And I think I've been very successful. I'm very proud of the people in my office, and I want to share one story with you just to give you an idea of the kind of people that I love to be around. One of my agents was selling a house to a veteran. He was living in the veterans' homeless shelter, and he had applied for disabled veterans benefits, and this is a government program, so it takes a long, long time. And when you get it, they give you all the back pay that you would have gotten from when you first applied. So he had enough money to make a down payment on a house. Couldn't be a very fancy house, and then you'd get a VA loan, which is 100% financing. So my agent found him a house. It needed work. You can't just sell any house and get a VA loan. So that agent, her husband, and the lender all went to the house. They painted the outside of the house. They did work on the house. They fixed it. And then the listing agent happened to have a house that was had a stove, a refrigerator, a washer, a dryer, a bed, a couch, table, and chairs that they were going to have to haul off. They loaded that all up, moved it to the house. Then my agent took out of her commission money to buy sheets and pillowcases and towels and pots and pans and silverware and dishes and stocked the cupboard. And then she went out and bought a Christmas tree. And they decorated the Christmas tree. And when they brought that gentleman to give him the keys to his house, he walked into that house, saw what his life was going to be like, and he fell to his knees and sobbed. He didn't want anyone to know about who he was, so we don't, that's not why we do this. It's to make that difference. And so I would like all of you to think about a 200-year plan. And think about it in all sorts of ways. I just had a client that planted a little redwood tree next to her house, about this far away from the building. And think ahead, when that tree grew up, because redwood trees' roots go this way. It was, and I said, you better, while that tree is little, you better pick that up and move it out the back of the yard. Again, the 200-year plan at work. Think about it and try to do that. Thank you very much.
So part of this award is that we donate $250 to the Arcata High School College and Career Center. So we're doing that today. And the other thing is our recipient gets to choose a group to donate to, and she has chosen to donate to the Humboldt Association of Realtors. They have a special committee that helps children and other people in the community that they're working with, families similar to the story she told you. And apparently they've got a child now who one of the families are working with. He wants to play soccer and his family can't afford to do it, so they're going to help get him what he needs so he can be out there with his friends playing soccer and not be on the sideline for that. So that's really great. We appreciate that. Thank you so much. That's for you. And then I want to bring up Charlie right now, who will introduce our guests again.
Hi. Good morning. So I'm Laura from the Vocational Service Committee. I have three guests. I have Jim Ritter and Eddie from Los Bagels and Ruth from McKinleyville High, and they're going to tell you about the internship program that we want to start. And I'm going to have you guys just go in order, kind of go with Jim with the inception of the idea and how it started, and Eddie, how you got involved, and then Ruth, tell us about your experience.
Thank you, Charlie. Good morning, everybody. My name's Jim Ritter. Thanks for all your service to our community and the programs that I've been involved with, including the Career and College Center over the years. Now at County Office of Education, you heard from Jack Shepard, Trades Academy, earlier this year. One of our other programs that we're just starting is a internship program for high school students. We're starting very small, and we're starting on the strength of Wallace and Hinz, Tom Tellez, and Los Bagels, Eddie and Dennis, who piloted this program last year very successfully. So this spring, we're hoping to place 15 to 20 students based on teacher recommendations. So I'm going to give you all a letter which outlines the concept and includes my contact information, so you can look at that and think about it. Again, we're starting really small, but we thought the most helpful thing for you would be to actually hear experiences from either Tom and, of course, Eddie and Ruth, who will share about the internship program. So thank you, and I'll turn it over to Eddie.
So Jim came to us last year and asked us to do the program with him. We at Los Bagels have been doing internships for probably 8 or 9 years. So what we get out of the internship, especially through the high school students, is long-term employees. We get an opportunity to meet people who otherwise we maybe wouldn't have met and give them opportunity. And it gives us other opportunities to strengthen our training programs and just get out there and see young people come in and work. And then it's also really cool because a lot of the students that we get end up staying in the area going to college, and then we have an employee for 4 or 5 years who then projects themselves onto the next big thing. So it's really like one of the coolest things I've ever done. So pass it on to Ruth.
I'll have to agree with him. It is probably one of the cooler things that I've ever done. Like, when my culinary teacher came to me and was like, offered me this opportunity, I didn't really believe her because I was like, Los Bagels, what? That's like, everyone wants that job. And like, then it actually came true. And I've had some of like the best work experience I've ever had, and like I'm so excited that this is where I'm gonna start. And I've met so many cool people, like especially Eddie, and he's like so caring and understanding, and he's helping me through so much. And I can say the same for Crystal and Jim Ritter here, and Miss Silberg. But yeah, it's just been an amazing experience, and I can't wait for it to keep going.
Right on. Tom, you want to say anything about since you were the other side of the pilot?
It was a great program for us, especially now with the big labor shortage, and to hand select somebody to come into Wallace and Hinz and be the quality individual that she is. She dances circles around some of the guys that are there, and
the owner.
For sure. And man, it's been a great program, and for business owners, if you have the opportunity to take on a student and you have the time, you'll definitely be, there's some returns that are tenfold, and you'll really be proud to be part of that. And she's an amazing worker. And she went off to, she loved it, she went off to CR, she's been going now, she works every minute she can. She couldn't be here today because of an accident she had, but you know, she's like, I have a full time, she's 24 units, and she says, but as soon as summer hits, I'm right back here. And so it's really exciting to have her energy, and I'm sure you brought the same to Los Bagels.
So thank you guys. I will pass these out. I know it's tight schedule today, so you'll have information that echoes what we shared this morning, as well as contact information if you'd like to consider participating. And thank you to the Vocational Committee for your support. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Awesome.